Hi everybody, in this meeting are
Yomaira Castro.
Karen Cubillos. And your name is
Hello,
Fabio?
Nelson.
hello, everybody. My name is Fabio Montilla.
okay,
You?
and my name is Adriana again. Ramil. And let's continue on this meeting. I speak about the of different people. For example, Karen.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna talk about today about David Bowie because I really like their songs. So David Bowie was a music legend. He had been one of the most original, innovative, and influential rock star in the music history. So he had been also an actor, fashion and record producer, artist, and art critic. He has been born in London on the 8th of January and he died at the age of 69 years old. His real name has been David Robert Jones, but he changed it because there was another David Jones singing in the 1960s. So the lesson says that David Bowie fears had become famous following his 1969 hit Space Oddity. This song was had later just 10 days before the first moon landing. In 1962, Bowie had become a leader of the glam rock movement. He bowed and shocked people with his makeup, dresses, and yeah, their costumes. So his GC Starry's person was the first of many different characters Bowie would use every time that he changed his musical direction. So throughout the 70s, 80s, Bowie had continued to break new ground with his music. In 1975, he had experimented with soul music and had a number one hit in the USA with the song Fame. He also had helped to pioneer the electronic and new romantic movements in the middle of the 70s. So in the early 80s, he had been one of the first artists to use videos to promote his song on the platform that they know in this time. Now, throughout the 90s and the 20s, Bowie had continued to experiment with musical styles. He likes to experiment a lot, so including industrial and jungle. His fans have told that he had given up making music after 10-year break, but he had surprised their fans because the world by suddenly announcing a new album of David Bowie. So the album was called The Next Day, and he releases his final albums days before his death. So many people believe that the album was the Bowie's goodbye to his fans. And that's like the introduction about this fantastic artist in the music world. So I don't know, maybe who wants to continue to talk about another famous people.
Okay, interesting your uh, presentation about your persons. Okay, entonces let's continue. I speak about Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie was born in the Angeles in 1976. She is American actress, director, producer, businesswoman, and philanthropist. Jolie has received several her film achievements. Jolie is the daughter of artists John Bowie and Marceline Bernard. In addition, she has 6 children. It's incredible. And was the wife of the famous actor Brad Pitt. She was working in different movies, playing various characters. Uh, in August 2003, um, she was named a UNHCR, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Goodwill Ambassador for Health, Climate, and humanitarian work. She began acting in 19, uh, 1982 along with her father John. Angelina Jolie started working as a model at the age of 15. Jolie, uh, this artist made a movie and really like this movie is called Malefic. It's incredible. All the signs that are present in this movie. I think this woman is very famous, intelligent, and can. She has been in different TV shows, and it is wonderful. Uh, I could spend a whole day talking about Angelina Jolie because she is very successful woman, and there are many qualities that she possesses that should be highlighted. And there are many people who talk about this incredible woman for her wonderful talent. It's good to know that there are people like her. Angelina is incredible, really. Uh, this is my personal. Let's continue my classmate.
It's okay. Okay,
Okay, partner. It sounds very interesting.
interesting, yes. Okay, my character is Albert Einstein. I chose him because he was a person who gave a lot of knowledge of the world. Albert Einstein was a German-born physicist, although most people probably know him as the most intelligent person who ever lived. His name has become part of many languages. When we want to say someone is genius, is in the phrase, she is real Einstein. He must have been pretty brain to discover the theory of relativity and the equation E equal mc equal. In 1999, Time magazine named Einstein as the person of the century. No one could have guessed this would happen when he was at school. He was extremely interested in the science but had the system of learning bad head. He said it destroyed your learning and creativity. He had already done many experiments but failed the strand sent to technical college. He didn't let this step stop him. When he was 16, he performed his famous experiment on imagine traveling alongside a beam of light. He eventually graduated from the university in 1900 with a grade in physics. 12 years later, he was a university professor. In 1921, he won the Nobel Prize in the physics. He went on public over 300 scientific papers. Einstein is the only scientist to become a cult figure and household name and part of every culture. He once joked that when people stopped him the street, he always replied, "Pardon me, sorry. Always I am mistaken for Professor Einstein." Today, he is seen as the typical myth of the mident professor who was happening to change of the world. This is my description of my character.
Okay, very
Okay.
great. Very good. Okay. Alexander Rodriguez is one of the world's greatest baseball players because he played for the New York Yankees after starting his career with Cyril and Texas. He holds alone of basketball records um, in the youngest player ever hit first 500 home runs. He will get 30 millions in the prize, the all-time home run record of the 762. Rodriguez was born in 1975 in New York City to Dominican parents. Um, he loved baseball when he was growing up and was a star player at the school. He was the USA Baseball Junior Player of the Year and the Gatorade National Baseball Student Athlete of the Year in 1993. Um, so Alex was the first even high school player to try out for Team USA. Rodriguez was signed by the Seattle Mariners. He made his major language debut, his major leagues debut at age 18, becoming the youngest position player in Seattle history. He quickly set many Seattle club records and in 1996 was the major player of the year. In the century 2000, he signed with the Texas Rangers in what was the most lucrative contract in sport history. Rodriguez joined the New York Yankees in 2004. In 2007, he became the first player in the history to have at least 35 home runs, 100 runs, and 100 RBI in 10 consecutive seasons. His success has brought criticism from the press. He told a magazine, "When people write about me, I don't know if it is because I am good looking or make the most money." Okay, that's all.
Okay,
Very
that
nice.
was pretty interesting because I never having heard about him. I don't have any idea about that person,
Okay.
but cool, cool to know
Me
Okay,
too.
new
thank you.
things.
Okay, granite, okay, school. It's very important that we learn about this topic. Really important because I know so finish. Goodbye. Okay, see you later. I hope are you well.